from Mr. Tarun Chaudhary, who is the Group Director of Sports Marketing and Events in Ocean Worldwide Communication. Mr. Chaudhary is one of the select few in the country who has a Master's in Sports Administration from International Academy of Sports Science and Technology in Lausanne, Switzerland. He has over 12 years of experience in sports marketing, brand communication and events. And he has been involved with Indian Professional Golf Tour sponsorships, All India Football Federation, International Boxing Academy, and Yamaha Gymnast Strada, an international gymnastics event. Prior to his foray in sports marketing, he has worked in well-known advertising agencies like JWT, Mudra, and Media Fusion, handling blue-chip clients across multiple industries, including consumer durables, automobiles, tobacco, liquor, and FMCG.
Hi, good evening to everybody, and thank you for this opportunity to be here. Professor Roy. Actually, it's strange to follow Adil and extremely passionate their speech about why corporates should support sports. I could pretty much become the battering fellow for the day. But what I'll try and do is at a very generic level, and I'm not going to get into a lot of specifics here, but at a very generic level, try and paint the picture of why corporates look at sport and why they don't look at sport. Right? As I thought about saying, and we keep reading about this, and Adil extremely passionately talked about it, that corporate support in sport is actually nation building, and I quite agree with that. Right? But we keep reading about it saying corporates don't do enough. Before I started writing this presentation, I wanted to figure out a way of saying what is it that's actually not working, that the two are not coming together. And I said, in life, equations, it's all about equations, right? And back in childhood, this is the most important equation that you were taught about. Things left hand side has to be equal to right hand side. If it's not, then it doesn't work. And the sports marketing equation has to ultimately, start to work towards this, saying the benefit that a brand gets out of associating with the sport in some way has to balance with the benefit that the sport derives out of it. And that's where really, the key lies, and that's probably what's not happening, and that's leading to a situation. But before I sort of build on this, this is an interesting thing. A couple of myths that I want to bust, and because they keep coming back to me, and I see lots and lots of presentations that will come, like one of our clients to associate with sports. The problem with sports marketing is that it's such a wide area of activities, from administrators to event managers to property owners and brands, that people don't look at it the same way. It's the same animal, but everybody's looking at it exactly the other way around. So I thought it's important that I, for a minute, talk about what, from a brand's perspective, sports marketing is not. So clearly, from a brand perspective, sports marketing is not about sports development. Right? While I do agree sports development is important, and as brands associate with sport, they want to see the sport do better. Right? It's part of the overall scheme, but that is not the fundamental objective why a brand takes an association with the sport. It's not CSR. It's really not. India has much bigger problems, and Adil again talked about it: sanitation, education of the girl child, hundreds of them. So if a brand has to pick up the CSR, it has hundreds of other things to pick up on. And I think this generic statement that a lot of athletes today make, that corporate should come forward and support us, my personal opinion, doesn't quite work for the brand. Yeah, and there's another aspect to it. I think that if you're going after the CSR budget of a brand or a marketer, you're going after a very small pie of the money available. You should really be going behind the marketing dollars. They're much bigger in terms of what. And of course, this is just for conceptual reference. The marketing of sport is different to marketing through sport. So when a brand like Hyundai or Pepsi takes up ICC sponsorship, they talk about it a lot, saying Pepsi the official beverage of the ICC sponsorship, but they're not really trying to market the ICC World Cup. They're really trying to market Pepsi, and that's a very important differentiation that a person must remember. But anyways, coming back to my question, And at a very generic level, I just put forward a couple of points why we as brands look at sport, right? And I will, as from my background, I'm going to stick to marketing, and that's what I'm supposed to deliver to my clients. At a very basic level, it helps me drive awareness, and I'm going to play a quick game. How many of you have actually seen this logo? So what is it? What is their business? How many actually know their banking? So that's quite a few. What I'm trying to say is that all of us know this brand because they sponsor a lot of cricket, not because we know what they really do. Let me take another example so I can see. What's this? What do they do? Again, why do we know about this brand? We've hardly seen it in India last couple of years. The brands are cheap because they sponsor us. Let me give you the best one. How many of you know what this is? This is an interesting case. Again, this is my hypothesis of the situation. 4 years back when DLF picked up the IPL, while they were listed and back up in North, a lot of people knew about what DLF do, but the real estate industry has local players. So in Bangalore, I've lived a couple of years in Bangalore. Everybody talked about Raheja. Nobody knows what DLF was. So they picked up the DLF IPL 4 years down. Everybody in the country knows what DLF is. Now, many still don't know what they do, but they do know what DLF is, right? And I'd be bold enough probably to make a prediction. They're probably not going to renew their contract when it ends after the next time year. And again, my hypothesis is based on the fact that the job that they set out to do is actually done. Sports marketing for a brand largely sits into this, overall umbrella called affinity marketing. And very simply put, if you like a team, if you like a sportsman, Sachin Tendulkar, for example, and he sees across as a brand, the brand assumes that I will be seen positively. Right? This is a very interesting picture again of Manchester United over the years and how brands have leveraged the brand. And another thing that sport also does is unifies audiences. Now today, India increasingly is becoming a highly media fragmented society. There are tons of channels, more newspapers, radio channels. Digital actually is done wonders to what you can do with information consumption. So here is a platform that unifies audiences. So be it as mass as a cricket, or be it Formula One, but across the country, cultural differences put aside, language differences put aside, every motorsport enthusiast is looking at Formula One. So if I associate with the Formula One, at least in that little set, it unifies my audience. So that's why I will pick up a sport. It's non-obtrusive. People can't, it's bound to be bored or a ground mat. People don't change the channel, right? And more importantly, it doesn't cut it. It doesn't cut into what I really want to watch. So all of us are watching, and I don't know how many of you actually notice. I think cricket is there's just too many advertising around. There is the L shape that pushes from the bottom, and then there is this logo that keeps rotating on the top, and then how many of you realize that every time there's a boundary of the last match, you never get to see the replay because they're trying to advertising. Right? So advertising, the conventional form of it is actually obtrusive. It gets in the way of what you really want, what you want to be doing, in fact. What it also does at times is it gives me access to athletes, to markets which I otherwise would not have, which I otherwise might not be able to do with conventional marketing. So say for example, the Kerala boat race a couple of years back, Standard Chartered was having problems and they were not doing very well in Kerala. So they actually sponsored the property for a couple of years and it did wonders for them. There are others, Kingfisher for example, a lot of IPL team. I remember I was sitting in a meeting with a very senior resource of a consumer durable company who picked up an IPL sponsorship, and the way he put it was as follows. He says, I don't really care about the team and I don't really care about the media exposure I got. All I cared was that for the cost of one player, I got access to 3 players. I created a commercial and ran it for a year. So everything else, the media exposure that I got on TV, etc., is all bonus for me. Right? So it can often get me access into territories, athletes, markets. And more importantly, why people get into sports or any sponsorship. In fact, there is a fair bit of overlap between sports sponsorships and other sponsorships. Either I want to build long-term marketing assets, and Standard Chartered and very correctly by Adil. Standard Chartered Marathon in Mumbai and the one in Delhi are, I think, the two best examples of people having created very, very strong marketing assets outside the world of cricket. Formula One, I think, is still, we will still see what happens over the next 2 or 3 years. It's still very, very young. The first year, enthusiasm will be there. But these really are, the marathons are really the big assets that have been created. So that's like really the left-hand side of the whole equation. Right? When you come, and I'm sorry, I'm sort of jumping into areas of others, but from my perspective, what is it that the brand can get to the sport, right? And we keep talking about money. Money is important. Yes, of course, it gets funding, and again, a lot of funding comes from the government, and a lot of pure promotional money actually comes from individuals, the passionate, Lakshmi Mittal and the passionate, other guys, and quest for gold or it's about the money, yes, but it's much more than a brand can do. So the overall eyeballs that advertisers are able to generate, because they pump in a lot of their own money, as in once they're associated with the sport property, the overall eyeballs that the sport can generate is much higher as against what they can achieve on their own. So in that sense, one has to look at this whole equation and saying, what am I getting? What is the advertiser getting on board? More often than not, when you're starting out, right, and I probably, again, others can throw light on this, but when the Mumbai Marathon or the Delhi Marathon was starting out, right, there was still just big plans on paper. But large brands such as Standard Chartered or Hutch, when Delhi started, actually puts a lot of stature onto that event. And that's important. Both in the minds of the consumer, minds of other people, other associates who might come on board, in the minds of the media for them to cover it. So that's another big contribution that a brand makes to a sport. Very often a brand already into a sponsorship agreement opens up new opportunities for the sport itself. Take the Manchester United Premier Cup that happens in India every year. It's actually driven by Nike, and Manchester United gets to get into India thanks to that. Airtel does a whole host of activities around Manchester United again. There's a very interesting example of something Coca-Cola did with the Mir Iqbal Trophy, which is an under-16 trophy for football in India, where in last year with the Football World Cup, the team that won was actually taken all the way down to South Africa for participation in various training camps and a tournament that they played. Now, the team I think was Jharkhand, if I remember correctly. I don't know. And it was just unbelievable exposure for those kids at at 16 years to experience that kind of sport at the highest level. And most importantly, again, it's back to the money. What brands do is they get long-term viability for a sport. But unfortunately, my problem is that this whole equation doesn't quite balance it. Right? So the LHS has to be equal to RHS. My problem is it doesn't quite balance. What I think is happening is that there are two sides to it. I'm not necessarily saying the left is wrong or the right is wrong, but on the right side, which is the sports side, there is a lack of delivery. Right? There needs to be more models like the Delhi Marathon or the Mumbai Marathon that need to be created, wherein the sponsor does not just get in because he has to support the sport, but the sponsor gets in because he really believes in that property and believes in the value that he gets out of it. Of course, from the sponsored side, I think there needs to be a long-term outlook. Far too many people are doing it, let me just throw some money into my 200 crore budget is just 1.5 crores or 50 lakhs. Let me throw this money and I'll see what happens, and I don't like it, I jump off it, and it's like speed dating. Let me just try. Right? I don't think this works. So this whole equation I think needs to sort of be looked at. Now, so on the background, what do I think? I think increasingly the fragmentation in the market is making us look at more and more opportunities wherein we can deliver our brand message and our our benefits, our product benefits better to the consumer. And that's where I think sports can play a large part, because any other medium does not offer the kind of unifying platform that sports can offer. But at the same time, I think sport bodies and organizers need to sort of realign to the objective that a sponsor is looking at. And this goes back to that whole image of the elephant, right? I know sport is a difficult animal, and your objectives of an administrator or an event organizer may not necessarily be exactly what the sponsor's objectives are. But from the other side of the table, one has to be cognizant of what the sponsor wants and ensure that that is delivered. While at the same time you keep your larger objectives of developing the sport over a long period of time, going as well. The same model may not necessarily work for every sport. I mean, IPL in some sense reinvented the whole model of league sport. Now, the Football Federation is still, trying to build the same model that has worked in EPL and they've been at it for the last 50 years. I believe there is scope for innovation. Right? If it's not working, one has to understand that you've got to break it down and then build it all over again. And if it means that you change the model a little bit, Hockey tried doing it with PHL with 20-minute, 4 quarters of 20 minutes, etc. Let's look at that. I think the sport administrators and the sport organizers, event organizers, need to be a little more flexible about this to see how you can deliver the value that the sponsor is. And finally, I think the game is wide open. And it's for the right-minded people to exploit it. Sport is a fantastic platform for branding, for marketers to deliver the message. It's about how the two parties can come together and create properties that have value and have value in the long term, both for the sport as well as for the sponsor. Thank you.